title of this mini podcast is I Invented the Dad Joke. It's not a claim of fame I want to be known for, but it is true. I invented the dad joke. Let me explain. Late in 1972, I was hired to work at a radio station in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Two of the conditions of my employment were, 1, I had to change my name. 2, I had to tell jokes. First, why the name change? The program director said I had the choice of 2 names, Chris Starr or Chuck Taylor. I asked him what was wrong with my name, and he said, nothing, but we have 2 jingles that we've already paid for with those names. So, for 15 months of my radio career, I was Chuck Taylor. But what about the jokes? The PD said I had to tell jokes during the morning show. I said only, expletive deleted here, tell jokes. He said if you want the job, you have to tell jokes. He then proceeded to hand me sheets of jokes to consider. I swallowed my pride and accepted the job as the new joke-telling morning DJ. That's just the backstory on how I invented the dad joke. One of these joke sheets was called the Electric Weenie. Now that's funny enough, but there weren't enough jokes on it to do a week's worth of morning shows. I had to come up with more sources of material. I would go to Boys Life magazine because they had jokes in there. I also consulted Highlights magazine, which populated many medical waiting rooms, and also had a joke section. Reader's Digest was yet another source. There were really some bad jokes in my repertoire. I would type them out, first on sheets of paper, and then on 3x5 cards, which would contain 1 joke each, and the date I told it. I started to store these joke cards in shoe boxes, and they got transported from job to job. In the first 8 years of my radio career, I moved my family 8 times, and the jokes moved with us. It's a wonder they didn't stab me in my sleep. So what about my dad joke claim? With all the moves, the jokes would get jostled quite a bit and fall out of the boxes. I tasked my sons on too many occasions to count to sort the jokes by the dates and put them back into the boxes. That way I could tell when I last told the joke and would know how long before I could tell it again. I came up with 6 months as the proper time for recycling old jokes. This chore of sorting of the thousands of jokes was pejoratively named by my boys as dad jokes. To this day, when we gather, invariably one of my sons will bring up the tedious task of having to sort dad jokes. All the best, John.